Greetings and welcome everyone to the very first of our official Creative Outlet Gaming Birthday Extravaganza episodes. I have to say, things aren't going exactly in the order that I planned them to go here. I am actually releasing, of all the episodes, the Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary episode first, which probably seems a little bit weird. I thought I would do them perhaps in the chronological order in which I recorded the episodes, but I decided when I was looking, because, kind of the idea of these intros here for these fall episodes is that I'm trying to catch up on some potential news that has happened for these topics. But before I get into a little bit more of like why I picked Sonic first out of all of the topics and what exactly is going to be happening in this episode, I want to establish a few things. Of course, hey, if you're watching the video, you can see we are officially in the school college studio here, the official new Brandon dorm here, right? So at this point, I'm going to be just showing a little bit of not quite a studio tour, but just a little video of like, hey, here's what my my dormitory looks like. This is where I'm just recording all these intros here. So if you're not aware, if you haven't been following any of the update videos on the Creative Outlet Podcast YouTube channel, that's where I have a lot of the that's where I just put all the little updates, just talking about where things are going, and the Creative Outlet bonus is there, and any other little things that come up. So all of the topics for this have already been pre-recorded back at home, because I am just celebrating the various anniversaries happening this year in gaming, at least as far as they're relevant to me. And I'm just going to be recording a bunch of these intros here in the last couple of days that I have when I'm here before classes start. Classes start for me on the 8th of September. I'm recording this on September 5th. So there's going to be a few intros of me in this nice ukulele Rextros Arcade shirt from Fangamer. Just, probably 3 or 4 today. I'm probably going to do a couple tomorrow as well, so I can fully render and upload these today. Of course, one of the problems with being in the college studio is we are much more subject to sound without people really caring. So I've already heard some like hammering happening outside, and people just opening and closing their doors, and we're just kind of gonna have to bear along with that. Fortunately, these aren't obviously super long recordings here that we're doing, or rather that I'm doing. So I'm hoping we're not gonna catch a ton of that. In fact, I think there's the hammer. I'm gonna try cutting it out, at least in the audio. Unfortunately, I can just cut the audio and realign it with the video, especially because these are going to be fully re-rendered and edited using Premiere. The process I went through, this was basically record the main segments of which all of the episodes are going to follow a generally same overview, except for 2 here, where we have a talk about like an overview, history, my experiences with the subject of the episode, talk about the futures. That tends to be, I've found, the shortest part, because it's either like unclear, some things are clear and we know what's happening. There's definitely some speculation on my part for some of them. And then we have some sort of special topic. Like I said, I'll delineate what that is specifically for this Sonic-focused episode here shortly. So I think that covers most of what I need. I'm sure the footage of the studio tour is ended, but there's some neat stuff. I still have to finish hanging up a couple of things, so I'm sure when I'm done with these and I'm just waiting for a bunch of videos to render, I'm just gonna hang up the remaining signs using a hammer myself. I got a couple more signs above me, right in front of me, that I need to put up. I have a Tom and Jerry sign up there that you should have seen in the little tour here, but I have a Bugs and Daffy to go with it. Somewhere up here there's going to be an on-air sign. I actually had that in the original dorm studio here, but I just haven't hung that up yet. We were having trouble yesterday with some nails just constantly bending, so I just haven't finished those. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to cover here? I figured I didn't have a ton to say about any news, because there isn't a ton of Sonic news that's come out since the episode released. I thought I would just leave this as we'll do this as the first one. That way I can just give this intro to the intros of the Creative Outlet Gaming Birthday Extravaganza. As far as other plans I have for the year, I haven't fully cleared those out yet. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any extra podcasty things. If I do, it's probably going to be just audio, or if I'm including the video, it's going to be more like going back to the very first episode of the COP, where it's like I'm not going to really bother with the B-roll because that takes up a lot of time, and obviously I'm going to be Mr. Super Busy taking 18 or so credits here. So I've got plenty on my plate, which is why I'm trying to get this all done now as well. So yes, I think that's going to cover what I have to say. If I think of anything else, there's 6 more intros I have to record. In fact, I still have to finish editing one normal full part of an episode here. So I think I'm ready to talk about Sonic here then, at least as far as any new newsy things is considered. So I just have some info pulled up on my cellular device here. Actually, I'm recording this, I don't think even a week after Sonic Colors Ultimate has released. So that was one of the games that I talked about, that I talk about in this episode, because when I talk about the future of Sonic, I talk about, because this was at the time, there was the Sonic Central presentation. So that talked about here's a bunch of new Sonic games coming out, and here's what all they're gonna look like, and what exactly they're like. And one of the games talked about was a remake of Sonic Colors on the Wii. And so the actual game isn't technically fully out yet. It's just the digital deluxe release. So that version of the game is, it's the same as the retail product. It is just the retail product. But one of the benefits of getting the digital deluxe release is that you got it, I don't remember if it was a week early or a few days early, but it sounds like, especially on the Switch version, we're seeing people running into a ton of bugs. People are talking about lots of graphical glitches, some that could potentially cause seizures. Of course, that's very problematic. And but at the same time, this particular article I'm seeing here on Nintendo Life about it, let's be fair, some footage of the game is apparently coming from emulators and hacked switches, so that certainly could be contributing to the issues. But it sounds like there is a decent bit of bugginess coming to the game. But as you can imagine, like I said, these are folks who are getting the game early. So you can imagine that there's probably, as much as I'm not a fan of this practice, there's probably going to be a day one patch coming for Sonic Colors Ultimate when it actually is supposed to formally release here shortly. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but I know it's a couple days here in September when it comes out, maybe next week. I wish I did know it off the top of my head, because then I could just say, September, bam, this is when the game's going to be out, but I don't know. So that I'd hope the team that actually handled the re-release, this isn't actually Sonic Team or Sega themselves who made it. This is a team named Blind Squirrel Games. I hope they just get that fixed up, maybe work on seeing if you could do a performance mode for the Switch version, because it is also locked to 30 frames per second. Now, I'm pretty sure the Wii version was also 30 frames, but I could be incorrect on that. Admittedly, I don't know for sure. But certainly the PS4 and the Xbox One versions, and of course the inevitable next-gen versions, appear to be at 60 frames per second, and I'm sure Switch owners would love to have a 60 frames per second version of Sonic Colors as well. So I think we're about ready to just roll in, go back in time to where I recorded these segments for the Sonic episode. Like I said, we're going to have an overview of the Sonic series. This is probably going to be the longest episode of the bunch, actually, so maybe it's a good place to start with something nice and beefy. I'm going to have that overview talking about all of the games that I have played, that I've experienced to one extent or another. We're going to talk about the future of the Sonic series, which I guess in some ways is the present with Sonic Colors Ultimate out, but in some ways is still the future with projects like Sonic Prime and Sonic Origins not yet released, but those are going to be coming soon, and who knows, by the time you've seen this could be years and years and years in the past. And finally, we have our special topic of the episode, which is what should the Sonic series take from fan games? I'm sure many people, if you're watching this, are probably into Sonic the Hedgehog, and fan games are a large part of the culture surrounding the series. Fan work is very important. In fact, I bring up when I talk about Sonic Forces, it is pretty much the originator of original character Do Not Steal. It's fan work is just a huge thing for this series. I also want to point out, before we go into this, I do like to make some corrections based on things that I might have missed or just were true at the time and are not the same anymore. But I do know at some point that when I'm talking about the classic games in our overview, that Some Call Me Johnny has really old classic reviews of the classic Sonic games, and that is still true, but it seems that recently he has released new reviews of all of those games. So both the old reviews and his, like, almost, if it's not almost, it's certainly 10-year-old Super Gaming Brothers style is still out there, but he also has new, like, longer reviews of each of the classic Sonic games just released over this summer as well. I'm not going to be linking to any of that stuff here because they're pretty popular videos, and I would imagine they're fairly easy to find. But with that all said, I'm just going to let you folks go back in time and enjoy the Creative Outlet Gaming Birthday Extravaganza celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. Enjoy, everyone.